Hey guys, my name is Paul and today we're going to learn how to draw a rose. So we're going to start off by doing the bud of the rose. And so we're just going to do an egg shape. Then we're going to draw a line through the top of it like this. And then another semicircle in the middle of that. And then we're going to draw a little swirl in the middle of that semicircle in the middle. And then we'll just connect that to the lines of the rest of the bud. Then we're going to do a small heart shape at the top of the bud. Then we're going to connect the top lines to the rest of the bud, like so. And then we'll do a line through the middle just like that. Simple. And we'll also connect the lines from the love heart to the rest of the bud, like that. Then we're going to do slightly larger love heart, just on the outside. And then we'll connect the lines there to the rest of the bud. Then we're going to do 2 swirls on each side, just like so. Simple. And then we're going to do slightly love heart shapes. Don't need to be exact though, just large kind of shapes like this to create kind of petal effect. And then from the outside of the bud, we're going to draw little kind of oval shapes, just like so, to create other elements of the petal, just at the bottom of the bud. Then we're going to draw a line through the middle of that at the bottom of the bud, connecting it to the shapes on each side, just like this. And then we'll create the rest of the shape to create a sort of 3D petal shape. And we're going to draw 2 more shapes, just like this, just on the outside of the bud. Again, creating a kind of 3D shape for the petals. And same on the other side. Just like that. And then we're going to create another petal shape and connect that to the outside petals, the 3D petals. Slightly larger in the middle now, as you can see. And then we're going to create another petal shape at the bottom of that, just at the bottom of the rose so far. This one is quite a large petal shape. It's got a pointy bit in the middle of it, just like that. And then we'll create another one, just on the other side of that, just like so. And then another petal shape in the middle and the other side. And we'll do a line in the middle of those petals to give it a bit more depth and shape. And then Once we've done that, we're going to start shading now. I like to do just little strokes, little lines, or little cross hatches. Right now I'm just doing little lines, very faintly though, because we don't want any harsh effects right now. Just to get the sort of basis of the shading. So we'll start with the bud in the middle, the inside of it, and then we'll move on to the outside leaves. Petals, sorry. Just roughly on the edges of the petals. Again, just light shading right now. Don't want anything too harsh. And then we'll do that on the rest of the petals. The 3D looking ones, the more basic ones, the bigger ones. Just roughly on the edges and the tips of the petals. Just like with this one. Not the whole thing. And then, once we've done that, we're going to start with a darker shading. More deeper lines. Again on the edges and just the beginnings of the petals. Just like this. Again, not too heavy, but just enough that it creates that kind of effect, that 3D effect that we're looking for. Gives it nice different tones and variations. Again, just on some of the petals, the big ones, the 3D ones, the edges of them, just the rims of them. And then we can move on into the bud. Just darker lines in the bud, petals, just to make it stand out a little bit more. Again, I'm just doing darker shading on the edges, the lines of the petals and the bud, just to make it stand out. I know it might be quite hard to follow the shapes, but if you just think back and rewind this video to the beginning steps and look back at the shapes we started off with, you can see it more clearly, such as the love heart and the egg shape of the bud and the 3D petals. So just rewind it as much as you want, just so it becomes a bit more clearly to you. Again, I'm just adding a lot more shading, just lines or cross hatches, faint little lines on the rest of the petals. And the bud as well. I like to leave just the outside bit of the petals, just so the whole thing isn't completely shaded. Gives it a nice effect. Gives a different contrast to the colours and the sizes. I'm just adding more shading to the larger petals at the bottom and the bud in the middle, as you can see. And just adding deeper, darker lines where you'd like it to be. And that's it.